All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpen and Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one will reach one, we can all grow and glow. And today is the spinoff day because it's the last Sunday of the month. And on the last Sunday of the month, we do the Gentleman's Journal, and which is a spinoff of the Iron Sharpen and Iron Show. And I'm super excited because I got some great men that we're going to put up on this panel, and we're going to have some really, really good discussions. I mean, we're going to be talking about social media. We'll be talking about life insurance, talking about mentorship, and we're going to be putting them all together and cramming them up. And another thing I think we need to throw in there is AI and the takeover of AI and how much AI is actually taking over a lot of things that we're doing. So I don't want to drag this anymore. I don't want to beat this thing to death. I want to bring my man up on the stage so we can get this show kicked off. So give me a second so I can get him up on the stage. Walt Talks, what's up, man? How you doing?
My man, what's happening? Big Jack,
Oh
how you
man,
doing, sir?
it's another beautiful show, another beautiful week. The last Sunday of the
Hey,
month, man.
man,
It's hard to believe we're here
last
already.
Sunday of the month, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, man, it has to be last Sunday of the month because last night was we be jamming.
We
So,
be jamming, and man, it
man,
got crazy on We Be Jamming. I don't know if you caught
yeah,
or was you there to
I
see
caught
the
the end
the
of it, man. I got
fiasco?
to go back and watch the rerun. No, I didn't see the
Oh,
fiasco.
oh
I didn't
man,
know about the
shoot.
fiasco.
Yeah, so 1 hour into the We Be Jamming show, YouTube took us offline. Took us offline for like 1 minute for a copyright. So we don't even know if it was the song or if it was the comedian, but it happened between a song that we had on and a comedian, and YouTube took us completely off. So YouTube blocked us out for about
Really?
yeah. So and it got crazy because I couldn't tell because I'm on StreamYard and we're still streaming the show and playing the video and all, and
Right,
and
right.
I'm seeing in the chat where it was like
What's
what
going on?
happened, what happened, that's what you're hearing in the chat, and it's like and so now I'm in a mini panic mode because there's no
Right,
way that I can stream to the people if they're not, because they're
right.
watching through YouTube. Then I
YouTube,
pull up
right.
my YouTube and see, and I can see this big warning going across the YouTube screen, and then but it was still live on Facebook. So Facebook was still live. YouTube had blocked us out, and we were still streaming on StreamYard. And then once the comedian stopped, so it's hard to tell if it was the song or the comedian because I don't know how fast YouTube moved in. But
Hmm.
once the comedian stopped, then it came back up, and it was like, and you can see in the chat where people like, "We're back, it's back," and we kept on going with the show. So, but yeah,
Wow.
for about I don't even know how long it's been. If it was, excuse me, if it was 2 minutes or whatever, but it was a time that on YouTube we were blacked out. Yeah, we were blacked out. Yeah.
So if I watch it on YouTube, which I usually do,
Mm,
because when I was logged in last night, it was late.
right.
But if I watched it from the beginning on YouTube, about an hour into it, you're saying I'm going to get it black. I'm going to get a blank
I don't
video.
know because when I
Yeah.
went back to watch it, the whole
Hmm.
video was there, everything, all the songs, the comedian,
Wow.
everything. So I don't know what part did.
Okay.
And I got an email from YouTube
What did
saying
they say?
that it was did say that it was a copyright. They wanted one piece of this video, and it tells you the link to your video that there's something going on with a copyright. So I couldn't tell you which two. And both of them, I got permission from those groups to play their videos, but at the
Hmm.
same time YouTube don't know I got permission. It's not like YouTube, and we
Yeah.
didn't
So I
include
was
YouTube.
always wondering how that works. So
Yeah,
you get permission to play people's music. How do you prevent this from happening again?
yeah. Yet again, I got to do some more research because
Okay.
that's going to
Okay.
be that was something that I've never experienced, and once I
Okay.
experienced it, now I need we need to figure that one out. So, but
Well, that's the bad. That's the downside.
yeah, yeah,
But the
yeah.
good side is YouTube is paying attention. So
Oh, 100%. They were on it.
he
In
must so he so
yeah.
he so he must be
So
growing,
but it was a
Yeah,
good
so there it
show.
is.
It was a good
Yeah.
show, and all the artists we had and all that. It was great, but we had our little hiccup. But I say, and
Okay.
I didn't panic. I didn't panic.
At no
Almost,
time is the
yeah.
champion in trouble.
No, I didn't panic at all. I thought, like, okay, here we go, but and it worked itself out. So,
Okay.
but we'll talk some more on that one. So we got a great show
Yeah.
today. It's
Yeah.
the Gentleman's Journal. We got a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful panel we're gonna bring out here and get them guys up on the stage so we can dig a little deep into this conversation about situations men have. So that's what it's all about. I don't know if you know these guys. I think you know one of them for sure because he's been on our
Mm-hmm.
stage before. But we're going to get both of them up on the stage and we'll talk about them. So let's welcome our guests to the stage.
Okay.
All right, I got my man Anthony My Time and Jared
Hey,
Talks. What's up, bros? How
hey,
y'all
Big
What's
Jack, how
happening?
you
What's
doing?
happening?
How's the panel doing tonight?
Well, look, we're here. So we got Mr. Anthony My Time and we got Jared Talks. So Walt, I think the only introduction we might need to make is on Jared Talk because this is the
Jared, hey
first time
Jared, how
he's
you
been
doing,
on.
sir?
Yeah,
All
Good. How
right,
you doing?
Sir.
my man. Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's Jared Talks the first time being on our stage, and he has his
Mm-hmm.
own talk show. So Jared Talks
Okay.
has a show, and I was a guest on Jared Talks show where he interviewed me, and so
Okay.
he does a show I think 3 times a week. He does a early day show like 10 o'clock a.m. and then he has
Okay.
a couple of afternoon shows or evening shows that he do.
Okay.
Night shift. A nice one. It's a
It's a
night one.
night shift, so
Yeah,
night shift
night
today.
one.
So yeah. But
Okay.
Jared's a super nice guy, and I'm glad to have him on the panel with us
Cool.
for
Cool.
the
My man.
Gentleman's
I just
Journal
got the
today.
show. Okay.
And then we got Mr. Anthony My Time, who's
He needs no introduction.
taking over YouTube with all his insight and knowledge and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, that guy. Yeah. Who,
I'll pay
me?
you
What?
later for
Oh,
that,
shucks.
that good introduction.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah,
Who,
he said,
me?
you're
Yeah.
gonna pay
Yeah,
me
that
later,
guy.
right? Pay me later. That's it. Pay me
Mm-hmm.
later. Pay me later. So look, gentlemen, we up here, man. We on. So we got people popping in the chats. We know they coming. I see Anthony Edward Johnson's out there, Captain Johnson. Be better than Nightbot dropping those links out there, and we thank her that Sharon Jackson's already out there. That's my mom, so we gotta keep it clean
Hey,
because my
Mom.
mom's in the chat. She's in the chat. But with all that being said, this is the Gentleman's Journal. Wide open. We're going to be talking about men's concerns and men's issues and men's thoughts. And so some of the areas that we was talking about and it put on my mind was around social media, around life insurance or insurance itself, and then around mentorship. And then I threw in that little side base on there where I said AI and what the AI is doing to all of those directions, really, if you want to look at it. So we're gonna just throw questions out there, and I'm here. I'm on the panel with you, so I'm not gonna put you on the spot. We're just trying to throw it out, and I'll bounce around and go to each one of y'all. So if you got an answer, give us an answer. If you don't have an answer, it's okay. You're not. It's not a test, and that's how we learn. We learn from each other, and we grow from each other, and it's just more of what's your mindset and how you think. What are you thinking on some of these topics? So if I was able to go with any of them right now, I'm gonna go with social media, and social media is like friend or foe. That's really is. So it's like, has social media helped men connect and build opportunities, or is it doing more harm than good by promoting fake lifestyles? So is it helping us build stronger bonds, or is it giving us those fake lifestyles? So something to think about. So is social media, when you think about it, is it fake, or are you building real relationships and real bonds? So I'm gonna go with Mr. My Time down there. If can you I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're on the spot. So my
That's
time,
okay.
what you got, sir?
That's okay. Thanks for this opportunity. What I believe is twofold. Because social media is supposed to be social. We get together and have fun or, learn from each other. But the way social media is now, it's, I say, 85% fake.
Mm.
Because all you seeing I used to be on TikTok, see on TikTok, how to make this much money, how to do this, how to do that. Oh, look, I'm over here in Dubai. I'm over here and doing this. I made all this money. Look at the cars I'm driving. They never say they own the car. They just say, look at the cars I'm driving.
Right.
I'm over here in Dubai. I'm flying over here. This is my vacation. They ain't saying they paid for the vacation, but the way we look at things and the way we perceive it, they made the money.
Mm.
That's their vacation. So I want to be like them. I don't want to be like Mike no more and play basketball and make money. No, I just want to be like them and go on vacation. So that perception that we're looking at on social media, if we don't have the same lifestyle or trying to get the same things we see on social media, sometimes that causes men to get depressed. Cause men to be like, oh man, look what they're doing. I must be behind in my life because this 20-year-old, he making so-called millions and flying all over the world. And I'm working on my 9 to 5 trying to make my ends meet. I gotta make my car payment. I gotta do this. But they're flying all over the world. So sometimes it can cause you, if you don't have the right mindset, thinking that you're behind.
Nah, I got you. Nah, that's a good point. Good point. Very good point. So, Jared, you got anything to throw on that, or anything you want to put in
I
there?
think he's right. He's right because people always want to learn from social media, and when they try to learn something, they try to add it. They try to build it more and more, and then say, "Hey, I'm buying this. I want you to learn from this person." I'm like, no, that's my. That, I'm not saying brainwashing. They just want. They just they spend too much time into it. That's that's saying. They spend too much time into it, and I mean, it's for me. It's like Walthoff said. We supposed to get together and get to know stuff, but yeah, it can way out of hand, and it calm down a little bit. Then yeah, so
No, that's good. Walt, anything you want to throw at us on this?
Hey man, I think both things are true. I think both can be true at the same time, and that's why I said that the dichotomy of social media. It's like any other tool in the toolbox, any other tool in your grasp. You can use it to help you, or it can help you, or it can hurt you. It's all depending on how you put it to use.
Right.
So, what I say, like Anthony in my time said, uh, you got to be an old school Motown fan to get this one. Hooray for the Joneses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the Joneses get you down. Hooray for the Joneses. The Joneses got a new TV. Hooray for the Joneses. I mean, like, so what? Because what you eat doesn't make me go to the bathroom, so to speak, since it's a family show. And
Yeah.
you just, hey man, you can be. I just think that people get caught up into the wrong things. I mean, it's a great tool. Here we are, getting ready to have a great discussion, and then you get guys with these internet beefs over words, and that's
Right.
another thing. It's like you don't have to back it up. You
Right.
get to run your mouth and don't have to back it up. I don't have to see you. You don't have to see me at the playground at 3 o'clock after
Mm-hmm.
you run your mouth.
Nah, I got you.
And so that gives you false courage, and it's basically a cowardly act. And when you take it and ruin somebody's life, that's not a good thing. So and it doesn't last. It's unsustainable.
Right.
So if you just basically the news cycle, and then we'll go. But here's the problem. It's not coming from the bottom to the top. It's coming from the top down. The people that we look to for guidance
Mm-hmm.
are using social media in the worst way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so that's what it is. So I think both things can be true. I think it is a dichotomy, and I think you gotta govern yourself accordingly. That's my opinion.
No, I got you.
Let me add one more thing. Can I add one more thing?
No, go ahead. No, yeah.
Because sometimes, not everybody, but some people, we talking about men. Some men go on social media just to escape. Some men go on social media just to see what everybody else is doing, and then they say, well, I can do that too, or I should be doing that. And in their mindset, they becoming friends with what they see on that screen. The people they see on the screen. They thinking they're friends, and they're going to meet them every day at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. They go live, or they can say whatever they want to say, and they're feeding off of that. Because sometimes, men got, we got issues.
right.
We got challenges. And if you're going on social media and you think you're doing an escape and it feels good at the time, then something happens, and that person that you connecting to, because let's be real, you go on social media, you're looking at the person, you're meeting the person every day, even if it's on social media. They're not talking to you. They're not saying nothing to you, but they're just talking, and you thinking they're talking to you, certain people. And then you get connected, and then something happens, you don't see them, or they go off, or they get act funny or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a not only a spiritual connection, just a regular connection.
Right.
Mhm.
And then the men get all upset and the whole nine, and that's where those depression, anxiety, all this stuff, because social media was taken away from them.
Right. Nah, I got you. Nah, good points. Good point.
I agree with him because there's a show they used to come on called Catfish, and people get on, and men get on there and they're like, okay, I want to meet this person, and then they, as soon as they meet the person, and it's not the one on the picture. I'm like,
Nah,
really?
nah. Yeah.
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 So,
You've been got.
But
Yeah, you've been
like you
got.
say, it's not sustainable.
right.
Eventually, you're going to have to the proof of the pudding is in the mix, right? You're going to have to show your work, so to speak. So then you're not that person. It's going to show. If you can't sustain that lifestyle, it's going to show. But here's the other thing that just really gets me, man. When it's all said and done, what are you really trying to prove? And if you have to prove yourself to people that way, what are you really missing? What are you really lacking? And then on top of that, man, I just challenge. I mean, I had to do it, and it's been a while. But the first time my iPhone, I found the app where I could clock my iPhone hours, the hours on my iPhone, my social media hours. Excuse me.
Mm.
Hey, man, it's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary.
Mm.
You know, and but so that's another audio. And again, social media is good because you can go on YouTube and learn a lot. You can go on here's different stories and learn a lot. But you can
Right.
also go in there and just get caught up in just clicking, and then also your attention span starts to decline. You start noticing that as well. You know, because you get caught up in instant gratification,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh yeah.
okay as up to us as men, but you have a generation that's all they know.
Right.
That's all they know. I mean, when you see like news shows going out of business because well, of the politics, but also because of viewership.
Uh,
And most people are getting their news from 30-second sound bites or shorts. That's crazy to me.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but we come from a different generation. So, you know, if you don't see it on YouTube, it didn't happen. You know, if you don't see it on the internet, it didn't happen. And we all know that the internet is undefeated
Yeah.
by a long. It's not even close. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Frederick Jackson said down in the chat, he
Yeah.
said different generations move through life differently, which we know. And you just said
Absolutely.
that while talking. And
100%.
it said a
Hmm.
lot of it is based on our surroundings. So our surroundings
Yes.
is what some of it gives us. So I'm going to pop something up on the screen, gentlemen. I want you to
Mhm.
see this, and I'm going to share this real quick. So you
Okay.
see that nice house? That's a nice house. Can y'all see it?
Nice.
Y'all can
Mm-hmm.
see it?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's a nice house. Do y'all know what that
Mhm.
house is? Do any of y'all know? It's in
Uh,
California. I'll give you that. It's in California, but do you know what that house is?
somebody that's Pebble Beach
It's a
Golf Course.
celebrity. It could be a basketball player.
A basketball player? Okay.
Basketball player.
All right.
I'm going with Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach. Okay. It's in
Beach.
California. Huh?
Beach.
Okay. What
Beach.
you think, my time?
That was my house, but I just gave it to you.
That was your house. It was your house. All
That
right.
was my house.
Look, if there's anybody in the chat that think they know what this house is, you can go ahead and put it down there. But this right here, and it's a nice house. It's a big mansion. I think
Mhm.
it's what $5-point-something million mansion or whatever.
Mhm.
It might be a little bit more. But this is the TikTok rental house. This is where a lot of the videos are done. All of those
My God.
videos you see people
Really?
doing in their house and all, there's an actual house that they use. The different rooms are set up for if you're doing a kitchen video, if you're doing a dancing video, or at the pool.
Mm.
So it's an actual
Mhm.
rental. It's an actual rental house for TikTok. So TikTok creators, you got to have a certain amount of people, millions of followers or whatever.
Yeah.
But they actually have a house that's already set up for content creating. The movie, they got cameramen inside and drones flying around and all of that stuff. So there's nothing that you can miss or need to miss with them. So they already got you taken care of without a doubt. So yeah. So again, when we're talking about social media and we're talking about what you think is real, what you're
Mhm.
thinking that you're seeing, like this is that person's house and they're cleaning this and that, and how their house looks so beautiful and how they do all these things. A lot of it is just a stage. It's just a stage. They're staging the rooms, they're staging the situation, and they're putting it all out there so that you can so that they can actually sell. It's likes, clicks, views, and that's what it's all about. So right now, and I think it's like maybe 10 teenagers that's renting this house. They're all content creators, and they all work living in there together. And they go in there and they do the different work. You know, they're doing the different videos and stuff like that. But if you have a certain amount of followers and you hit a certain threshold, you can actually rent out a room to do your videos, and it's in California. Yeah, 100%.
A
And
lot of people are renting planes too.
yeah, oh yeah,
Plane-
planes, cars.
Planes in the
Yeah,
hangars.
yeah.
That, you know, you can get an hour or two to do your shoot. Yeah, that's just crazy,
Yeah,
man.
100%. And so just knowing that all of that is it's I won't say all of it is a setup, but that's exactly what it is. It's a setup. You know, you think you got one thing and you think you're getting one thing, and social media. I mean, because it has its plus. You got to, like I say, trust but verify, and that's the big thing. Trust but verify, because what you see is not always what you get. Like Jared made that comment, with the catfish thing. I could put any profile picture up there. You don't know that. You don't know if that's me. You don't know, because I can put anything up. And you're hoping that you're talking to the real person. You're hoping that you're talking to someone on the other side. But that's how a lot of people even get fooled with those, not so much get rich quick schemes, but just if someone called you on the phone and say, hey, you owe this much money, I'm gonna throw you in jail, and you get caught up in that kind of scam. Well, social media it can do the same thing, and it has a good thing. I know we had a show where we was talking to some of the younger generation, and they say they don't even ask for a phone number anymore. They like, what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram address? Because they're not even looking at the phones in it. They're looking in your profile. They're trying to figure out who you are and who your friends are, if I don't even want to waste my time. Right. So that's the world we're in. And I think as men, it's I would say it's harder. I would say harder because of the thing is, I know women go through a lot, and it's a certain look that a lot of women, you got to have this look or that look. And so, but as a man, it's the same thing, because they're looking for, you got to have a certain lifestyle, and the six pack and all of those other things that go with it. And if you're not macking like that, they're not even wasting their time. And that's where, something that you have to think about, when you're going through. Are they going to waste their time on me because I don't have all that stuff? So I got to put that picture of my car and my airplane and my, 6 figures is low. I got to have my 7-figure income and all that other stuff, or they're not going to waste no time with me. Is that something that's real?
Huh? That's a real blessing. That's a blessing.
That's a blessing. Yeah.
I mean, if I was in the game, I'm married out the game. But I tell guys all the time, man, that's a blessing, man. Because look, man, and this is probably going to be a conversation for Wednesday, but the battle of the sexes. But the thing is, man, you get into a whole superficial lifestyle, and it's unsustainable. It's kind of like, just if you do whatever you do as a man to impress a woman, if you can't sustain it, that's just going to eventually is going to backfire on you times 2.
Right.
As a woman, if you can't sustain it, the same thing. And then as far as being who you are or saying who you aren't, I mean, once you get out the club and things get personal, everybody's going to see. Once you take it all off, so to speak, that you're not that you aren't that person. So in no disrespect, I say that respectfully, but I mean it's like, what's your end game? What are you really trying to prove? Who are you really trying to impress? And once you answer that question, then you can go to doing what you need to do, And I just think it's crazy, man. And again, I know I'm the old guy now, because I'm like, we've shined our cars up and put Armor all on the tires and air fresheners on the rear view mirror to go pick a nice young lady up and take out on a date and all of that. I mean, but that's easy, But hey man, if you're not making 6 figures or 7 figures, if you don't have a jet, if you don't have a Rolls, a Bentley, a Corvette, whatever your choice of vehicle is, eventually you're gonna have to produce it, and then you're gonna be exposed real quick. So how long does this scheme really last?
All right, I got you. Okay.
It's simple. It makes no sense. It's like an eraser with two pencils on a or two erasers on a pencil. You know what I mean? It's like it has no use. You
Right,
can't. What are
right.
you gonna do with it?
Mm.
So I don't know, man. It's
I
just
guess. No, it's
it
a
seems
tough
pretty
one.
simple, but clearly it's a real conversation because we're sitting there talking about it,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's a real conversation. Yeah.
because I mean, you threw this out there, and I'm gonna mention this because I seen the
Mm-hmm.
video. I wish I had that video with me right here to show y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But the gentleman wanted to take a young lady out on a date, and he had to fill out an application before they went out,
Yeah.
and he had to pay a deposit before they actually went out. So
Yeah, deposit.
Wow.
because
Wait,
Yeah.
her
That's,
comment was, and a lot of this is scripted, but it's like we could get there,
oh,
so I can't tell if it's scripted or not. But she was like, "You mustn't see my profile because my profile says you got to
Right.
pay the deposit, you got to fill out this application." And her whole thing is, you know how many men want to take me out on a date? I'd be out on a date every day of the week if I just went out with everybody. So she got to fill out an application and go through the process, and it's like, man. And I see Juicy and Raw say it sound like well, more so like prostitution, but in a sense, but it's
Hey,
not.
man.
It's just like that. But the thing is, it's that is real. Well, the man is expected to pay. He expected to do all these things, and it's like like it's that rule. But a lot of stuff because we're seeing it on video, we're seeing a lot of people exposing a lot of people, and it's like, okay, that's becoming a real threat out there. You can't even go, like you said, pick them up, take them on a date. You're talking, well, that date now is $300-400
So
easy.
so let me say this, man. Here's the deal. I understand a person, man, woman, doesn't want to waste their time, right? And because it all comes down to what are you looking for? But like when you hear these people now, I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was trolling.
Mm.
You ask someone on a date and he didn't send me money to get my nails done. I'm like, so what are you doing for the rest of the month about your nails, your hair, whatever? And then I get it. If you are a person who has means, you kind of like to at least meet someone in your range, so to speak, financially or maybe in your age or whatever the situation is. But again, man, I mean, this is just me. I mean, like, I don't blame the women because here's the deal. If it wasn't working, if we didn't accept it, they wouldn't do it.
mm-hmm.
It's like that's why prostitution is the oldest profession in the world.
Mm.
That's why because and I I mean and I'm not saying that these women are prostitutes. This is a leap. So please save the IMs with all that. But I'm just the DMs with all that.
Right.
But I'm telling you, prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. So the way that they started trying to stop prostitution is dealing with the Johns, the men. When they were locking up the guys and the guys were being embarrassed for going to buy women, that's when prostitution slows, But then when you think about what's going on now, we try to go without saying this word, the Diddy trial, you fly a woman out. You meet a woman, you like her, you fly her out. You guys consummate the relationship.
Mm. Yeah, he went and paused on me
I think
now.
you froze up.
Yeah, he froze up on in mid sentence too, right?
That was some hot stuff you talking about.
Only because he said Diddy.
Hey, I guess they got me. I guess you too. Hey,
Don't we
look,
talk about Diddy? Don't we talk about
hold on,
Diddy, man?
I said what I said. I said what I said.
Don't
Hey,
we
they
talk
got
about
me,
Diddy?
man. Well, it's the thing. But think about it. I mean, think about what used to happen. The same things. And here's the thing: you you you, you can't be too this. You can't be too emotional. You can't be too emotional, but you got to show emotion. I
Right.
want a man that makes money, but I need him to be home all the time. So Bobby Womack wrote a song about that. If you think you're lonely now, wait until the night. So
Yeah.
the contradictions are crazy, man. I mean, they're just crazy. And the things that a woman will want for herself, if you ask her, is that what you expect how you expect your son to operate with women? The first thing she tell you is hell no,
No,
heck
no,
no.
heck
Excuse
no.
me. You
You
know what I
better
mean?
not.
So it's a
Yeah.
contradiction, man, and that's why I'm saying to you, the internet is a walking contradiction. And
Mm-hmm.
back to the original question, that's why it's a dichotomy. That's why
Right.
both things can be true,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is. It all depends
Yeah.
on how you use it.
Yeah.
So
And it is. It's a friend and a foe. So we're right. And Kamaria Jackson made a comment that people need to date within their income. So date within your income. So, and a lot of that. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know. But the thing is,
but who needs to date with an income, men or women?
that's both.
Good question.
100%
Good question.
both.
No, because a woman is not looking to date, but she's looking to come up.
That's right.
She's looking for a man because okay, let's go with
Wait a minute,
society.
not all. That's not all.
No. I'm
Okay.
saying a woman who if you're talking traditional roles,
Mm-hmm.
a woman is okay. If a woman is all right, so let's go the other way.
Let's go.
Okay, so here we go. So let's go the other way. Let's go the other way. There's more women than men in the world.
Oh yeah.
Can we agree with that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right. So if we just go, let's just say for the sake of this discussion, there were, let's keep the numbers simple, 1 million men and 1 million women in the world, which we know is not true, but just for the sake of the
I
numbers,
got
right?
you. I got you.
Men know what they're looking for, women know what they're looking for. When a woman says 6 feet tall, six pack, and six figures, how many men out of 1 million even are 6 feet tall, a six pack, and make six figures? How many people in the world how many people per capita make 1 million, make six figures right now?
No, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
pool,
So you didn't cut the pool all the way in half. So that's
that's
to say
my
we cut it
point.
in half.
It's probably so it's a ridiculous argument if you
Right.
really think it through. That's why it's just a ridiculous statement. So what she says at that to her point, that makes sense. I get
Right.
it because like date with you, but at the same time, you know, like the girl said in what's that movie with Tom Cruise, the pilot, the first version of it.
Oh
Mission
shoot.
Impossible 1.
The
That is the solid.
officer and the
Top
gentleman.
Gun. Top Gun.
Top
Oh,
Gun
No,
1.
the officer and the gentleman. Which one was that?
that one.
No,
That
no,
one.
Top Gun.
Tom
Top Gun,
Cruise.
Top Gun,
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top
She
Top
Gun.
don't
Gun.
want
Yeah.
she don't want some Muskogee from wherever, some fogey from Muskogee or whatever the heck she said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. Because it's like when a woman is she came up, girl. She got a man, good man. He making it out. It always starts with, and this is how superficial we are as men and women. It always starts with what does he do with women, and it always starts with how does she look for men, right or wrong.
Oh
And
yeah.
when I say
No.
always, I'm talking
Normal.
generalities,
Yeah.
but that's
Generalities. Yeah.
Right.
that's
I got
very,
Right.
very, very great possibility.
you.
So that's why I said it's all superficial, man. And then when you add that to social media, that's crazy. And then
Yeah.
eventually you got to show up. You have to
Yeah.
show up. You
Yeah.
got to show. You got to pick her up in something. You got to take her to your house or bring her to. You have to.
So now going back to the social media part of this,
Mhm.
and let's just look at social media as far as like using those different platforms. Because we know people got standards out there. They put now say
Mhm.
put all standards, but they, 6 feet tall, six pack, six figures.
Mhm.
So is that how I'm building my profile? I'm putting those things in my profile as a man, and a woman, you got the hourglass shape, you got to have that pretty face, and what's that? Sir Mix a Lot, all that,
Yeah.
what you're looking for. Yeah, so we got what we looking for. We know what we want, and that's what we're seeing on the picture until you see that person. Like, as Jared said, you get catfished, and then we find out that that's not the real deal.
But BBD said something too.
Don't trust it in a smile. I'm with you.
That girl is poison. So I
No.
mean, hey man, look, again, if you have to lead with what you have, what you can do, what you drive,
Mm.
what happens to you once you no longer have those things? That's all I'm asking.
Right.
That's all I'm asking, man.
Right.
If it starts off with I have this, I can do this. That's all, hey man. And it's funny because Jack, you know me a long time. When I'm 15, 16, 17, even when I was 21, when in the 80s, yeah, when crack hit and everybody was driving the big body Benz, right? Hey man, I work at McDonald's. I work at McDonald's. That's
Right.
what I work at McDonald's. Because the thing is, it's like, what do? When that person's asking you, what they doing is sizing you up.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Over my
Yeah.
camera. They're sizing you up. They're sizing you up. And then they basically trying to determine, and even man to man, sometimes people size you up to determine your relevance and whether they're going to listen to you or follow you. And when I say follow you, uh, uh, on the advice that you give,
Right.
and
Right.
that's why you get the backhanded compliments so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're pretty sharp guy for a person that didn't do this. You're a nice looking woman for a person who never did that. And that's a backhanded compliments because basically people are projecting the lack of what they have or don't have onto you. They projecting that onto you.
Right.
So if
Right.
you fall for it, that's on you. That's on you. Because again, the millionaire next door is not trying to make you look like a millionaire.
Oh yeah.
The people who are trying to make you think that they are millionaires are usually not millionaires because the people who are millionaires, most of them are trying to be just fly below the radar.
Right. Right.
That's I
And
mean,
I, and I know, and I'm looking at we went in this direction towards the relationships, and I'm down with that because it don't always have to be a relationship as far as a romantic relationship and all,
Mhm.
even friendships and all. Social media is because we have a lot of going on in the social media world because you got right here on the stage, you got content creators, we're on the stage, and we got that social media friendship. But I've never sat down next to my time. I've never sat down next to Jared and had a conversation, outside of on the screen,
Mhm.
and it's good that we can talk like this because it's a lot. But like my time made a comment, people talking about, yeah, look at me, I was monetized in 2 days and I did that. Like, how? Like, I'm going through the same game you going through. How are you doing it? But you're looking for views, clicks, and likes, and that's what you're
Mhm.
looking for. So you can put out, your the best thumbnail and the best title and throw a story at us because you just want more people to click and view
Yeah,
your story. That's what it's all about.
yeah.
I don't even have to tell the truth. Who's telling me I got to tell the
Yeah.
truth? Nobody's
But
telling me I got to tell the truth. And I can sell my information. I
Yeah.
could sell you the get rich quick scheme. Here, send me $5. I'm gonna send you this plan, and you're gonna be monetized in 2 days, like I was.
Mhm.
but there
And
was
that's
a time
Yeah.
when from the top down that would be unacceptable. Right now, that's where we are because it's coming
And that's
from
the
the
thing.
top.
It's coming from
It's
yeah.
coming from the top, so it's acceptable. I
Mm.
mean, you would be laughed out of a social setting, as a scam, a jack leg.
Mm.
If you were just trying to do those things, and now it's like it's normal. It's normal.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, without
that's
a
what's
doubt,
happening.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
So I see Juicy and Raw said, was this Lala? So it said, I'd rather be in a room full of friends than a stadium full of strangers. So
Yeah.
just and
Mhm.
my I've said it many times. My circle of friends is very very small, only because of it's just only a handful of people, less than a handful of people that
Mhm.
you would give the keys to your home to and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's funny because we talk about the relationship, and I know with men
Mhm.
on the stage and we're talking. My wife had a standard. She had a standard of the person, and it wasn't a six pack, and I'm glad because I had a keg. I was walking around with a keg. Yeah,
Hey,
but
just remember, in the words of Charles Barkley, round is a shape.
round is a shape, and that was like 100%, 100%. Round is
Round
the
is a
shape.
shape. Round
But
is a
the
shape.
big thing, that it had, and it was it, and I appreciate her for that because she didn't worry
Mhm.
about what was in my pocket, and she didn't say I had to have a six pack, but I had to be taller than her. So that was the only requirement that I had. So I appreciate that. She like I could work with some of the other stuff, but you can't be short. And so for me, that was, so everybody got their thing that they're looking for. You're looking for that, what is that one thing that separates you from everybody else in the world? Because I see in the comments where they're saying
Oh,
you can have all of that, the six pack, the six figures, the 6 feet, and their personality suck. So it's like, yeah, you got all of that stuff, but then this man and really, and I'm seeing that on social media now, is kicking your butt every day. and people are getting paid to get beat on. I can't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me that people actually, if I give you $2,000 a week, but I can beat up on you anytime I want, and you still keep coming back for the money. I can't understand that. And maybe I'm old school, old fashioned, or whatever. So I don't want to take all the hogging. Jared, you got anything to say on this, man? Because I see you down there. It's like your mind is triggering on it.
No, I was just listening to everything you were saying was right. I agree with what y'all was saying. I'm like, it's just getting out of hand. That's all it is. And people, I understand when people, women talking about they wanted a 6-foot black man, bald headed. They want nice cars, nice house, and they want them to pay for everything. Like, what they gonna help? What they gonna help?
Yeah.
I mean, what they gonna help? I mean, even an average person can do that. Why you want just this person to be qualified to date this person and make this qualifications or anything? I'm like, come on now, you gotta get better than that. Especially even going on a date. And I seen this list on social media. I saw somebody post it everywhere. Someone posted a list about that. I don't want to go to these places like Cheesecake Factory, that list. Like, come on, now they getting out of hand. But they really love to go to the Cheesecake Factory, or Olive Garden, or Texas Roadhouse or Outback Steakhouse. I'm like, you don't want to go there. You want to go to a 5-star restaurant to pay $400 for one dish.
And Jack,
that's a comment.
That's what I was saying when you mentioned that statement about people need to date within their price range, because when you see these things on social media about what they're not going to go eat and what they're not going to do, it's always they're going to restaurants or want to be taken to restaurants that they're not even taking themselves to.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I believe that's where. Go ahead.
See what I'm saying? So you're not even taking yourself there. So that tells me all I need to know. Now here's the thing, and I'm going to use this whatever, I don't know if whatever alcohol you guys drink, right?
Mm-mm.
And so I'm just saying if you did, and you think of the top shelf brand of that alcohol, right? And it's like, yeah, that's what people drink when they're not buying.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I drink. I want to give me a shot of whatever. But when I go to your bar at your house, that's not what you're drinking.
No.
When you're paying for it, that's not what you're drinking. So that's not your drink. But if that's your drink, if that's your taste, if that's what you drive, hey man, I'm all for to have people having nice. I mean, you got nice things at your business, and we all like nice things. All I'm saying is, your nice things don't define you.
Right.
If you can't walk in the room, if you and Jack, you're a military guy, we all look the same, right? You all walk in the same uniform. When you walk in there, you on your own. Let's see what you really made of. Who can talk the way out of the room or out to the other side, or whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
Because the greatest compliment people can pay you is when they were like, "Wow, I didn't know that you did X, Y, and Z. Wow, I didn't know you had such and such and so and so.
Right.
Wow, I didn't know this, that, and the other about you." And that's the thing. That's a compliment. But when you got to say, I have this, I have that, so then you need to come see me. What's going to happen with the guy? Because it's going to be somebody with a prettier car, a bigger boat, a bigger house, bigger bank account. So then what? What are you going to do then?
No, and that's just true. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. So again, I think we're on the same page in that sense, and I think sometimes we're and I know what the comment was made about dating within. It's like, say, I look at it like this, and anything that we're doing, can I do it by myself? Can I do it? So if me and you go on this date, and you decide not to pay your part, can I cover my part? You know what I'm saying? Or if you decide not to cover the whole thing, can I pay and get out of there? Because now I'm not going to get stuck. So, but
it's not just that. It's not just that. When they go on a date, it's only between two of them, right?
Right.
But sometimes they want to bring their little friends, and then that who gonna pay this bill? When
That's
you
a
see
whole
the
nother
bill,
conversation.
it's like,
That's
okay,
a whole other conversation.
That's a bro.
No,
Let me tell you
but
something.
he in there. He in there. Go ahead. But go
Go
ahead.
ahead, man. Go ahead, Jared. You on something here, man.
yeah, I'm like, I've seen that bill. I'm like, okay, I say, what you just two of us, and then like all you know, you got two or three of your friends, and you just sitting there one. I'm like, who paid for this bill? I ain't paying for it, so I'm like, what you gonna do? We doing?
Look,
Mm.
man,
Pay
if
for
you
just
invite a
this,
person
not
out,
with your friends, just us. So I'm like, they need to think before they go on a date. You
Oh
need
yeah.
to talk
if
before
you
you need to talk before you go on a date. You
had
say
a
you just
conversation.
for a date, not two and not six of us. Just
Oh yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, and I know Walt. Go ahead, Walk. I know it's on your tongue.
No,
Go
if
ahead
you
and break it
invite
down.
somebody on a date, right, and again, whatever it's going to be, you need to say what it is. Like, hey, my girlfriend, yada yada yada. Hey, man, look, that's what it is. But you know the difference between, hey, your girlfriend's in town. Yeah, yeah. Why don't y'all come out and buy y'all dinner? That's one conversation.
Yeah.
But when you sit there and somebody plans this extravagant thing, and then you show up, and then man, come on, man. But again, this is just me, and I know I'm jacked up when it comes to this. There's something about you that makes them feel comfortable enough to be able to get away with that
That's what
from
I'm
the
saying.
beginning,
Yep.
because you have not established your boundaries, your rules of the game. So
Mm.
that's what it is. And
Right.
then people are so afraid of not being liked.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And all you have to do, man, it's amazing how much people like you when you stand your ground, stand on your word, say what you mean and mean what you say. It's one of those things where it's like you like who likes you, right?
Right.
And
Right.
if those
Right.
people are attracted to you for those qualities, then that's what it is. But a lot of guys feel like, oh man, I need to get this yada 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 yada
Yeah.
yada. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, like, I get it, man. I get it. And then when a woman, if she's going to get these things done, no disrespect to the women that's getting them done, I would like to see the study on how many men actually wake up and say, I want to go marry the woman with the BBL, with the such and such and so and so.
Right.
But it leads
Yeah.
with sex, because if you're out there leading with sex and leading with the physicality of it, as a man, how are you looking at that? So
Mm.
I'd be interested to see the stats on that. So
Right.
again, man, I ain't, and then we're gonna save this. I mean, probably should have saved it for next week, because I would like to hear this from some women. So
Right. Right.
I'm not trying to beat up on, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
as men, man, we have to establish what it is we want, will tolerate, won't tolerate, and as well as women, and
Mm.
as adults, we all need to establish what we're willing to deal with, and what we're willing not to deal with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
No, and that's good. I mean, it's good conversation, good topic. Really, I appreciate y'all definitely putting all your insight into this, because it really is. It's it's about respect. It's about respecting yourself, and to the like you said, Walt, setting those boundaries to the point of saying, okay, I'm not going to allow this to happen to me. My generosity, it's only going to go so far. I even seen the ones and where not only did the person, and it was just one on one, but when they got there, they started ordering for other people. They started ordering for all their kids.
The
They
kids.
started ordering
Yeah, the
for
kid too.
So
Yup.
yeah, so it's like wait a minute.
Hold up.
So and
I
they
think
get it. So
Oh
they
so
want
man,
to
man.
it could get
take
weird.
home orders. Yeah.
Yeah, it could get weird.
Hey
And I know we're
man,
way off of the
Take,
social
yeah,
media
we are,
part.
man. And we
right,
got to
take
Yeah,
stay
home
away
orders.
It's
from
good
people, man.
conversation.
Good
Good
God Almighty,
conversation.
man. I mean, I can't even believe that we are having this conversation. The fact that we're not sitting there saying, "Nah, man, people don't do that." I mean, that's just amazing to me, because the reality is this happens every day.
oh
And
yeah,
it's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so I'm just curious, what do you kids eat? If I wasn't around, what would they be eating for dinner tonight?
Mhm.
And I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
Right.
And it's just a way to do everything. You
Right.
know what I mean, man? There's just a way, a right way and a wrong way to do
Yeah.
everything.
So
And
and
here's the thing: depending on what you're willing to tolerate, your right and wrong is much different from my right and wrong. So
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Lisa writes out there in the chat, and she made the
Hmm.
comment, when dating, men and women meet for the first time, they need to
Hmm.
establish boundaries. So we've said that, but
100%.
that's what,
Yeah,
establish
100%.
the boundaries, and and don't get caught up in the. So that's why you hear a lot more people now talking about we're going Dutch. Well, I'll pay for me, you pay. Because
Hmm.
we're down. We're just building a relationship. We're
Right.
building a conversation. It shouldn't break me. It shouldn't break me. I know, when I first met my wife, and I'm using that one
Hmm.
because it was like that was like one of the best, and it wasn't even a date. We met, but then
Hmm.
we went out and got something to eat because the conversation was good when we met. Then we went to the movies and this and that. So I'm like, man, this is like it just wouldn't end. But she wasn't trying to get over on me, and I wasn't trying to get
Right.
over on her. We just
Right.
met,
Mhm.
but it was it was like a mutual respect. But
Right.
I knew from that date, I was like, man, I got to put in some overtime because because this is going to be worth it. This is going to be worth I want another date. So I like, and I was, I'm poor. I'm a poor guy, so like
Down
I
goes
got
Frazier.
that's
Yeah,
Down
Bruce
goes
Frazier.
yeah,
Frazier.
yeah, yeah. So, so I was, like this guy, like, look, I like. Look, I don't want the date to end, but I gotta go to work because I want to have another date. So,
Yeah,
but
man.
it shouldn't
Yeah.
be that you're not buying that
No.
person's
No.
feelings. You're not buying their I'll hang with you as long as you keep paying. And the only reason I say that because it does go both ways. We know that
Absolutely.
there is that
Absolutely.
that woman that's out there that has a decent job, got a nice place to live, and all that stuff, and then here come the dude. He ain't looking for no job, playing Xbox all day and all that stuff,
Yeah.
waiting for the
Yeah.
tax return to come in because he
That's a
found
Right.
him a
real
nice
thing.
one.
Right.
That's a
And
real
so
thing.
it does go both ways, and
No,
that's
no
why I
doubt.
didn't
That's
want
a
to.
real thing.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is a real thing.
And as a
Real thing.
man, we got to be, what's that kick in the pan? Like, dude, you need to get up. You can't, you.
Right.
What are you doing? Like, why should I move? Why should I do something? She got me. My girl got me, and then you out there doing everything under the sun, and but she gonna be home when you get home, and that's like that's the wrong
Yeah,
attitude as
without
well.
that's it.
So I can see in that sense because some people have been done like that way that it's like I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you before
Before
you
you
get
get me.
me,
Yeah, that's true.
and that tears us up. And I know we're so far off of
Yeah.
of the social media, but it's just but it's like
It's
but it
mental.
is it's
It's
real.
mental.
Yeah.
It is real.
So
It is real.
so I'm guessing you had another question on top of that.
Oh yeah, no, it was all kinds of questions on it.
So let's
It's
go
just the
with one.
thing.
We just go with one. Get it done.
No, because the thing is, no, it's just like I say, the friend or foe. But so the other one was like being a mentor. So that's how I led into where we at
Mhm.
now because you see a man out there, as and men, we can mentor each other. We're the
Mhm.
iron sharpening iron show. So you see
100%.
someone out there that's not doing the right thing, or you see him, I don't say the right thing, but one of your buddies always foots the bill when his girl and the five other girls go, and you like, do you have that conversation with him? Do you say, hey, what are you doing? Or do you like, that's his business, I ain't worried about him? Is that something for us to step up and step in? I'm just asking now.
So what do you do when it happens? I mean, like if you're saying you're in this party and he's footing the bill,
Okay.
right? There's
Mm.
nothing stopping you from
No,
helping him.
no, no.
There's nothing stopping you from helping him. But if that's what he wants to do, and hey man, see, it's again, man, money is only not an object if you have money,
Mm.
right? If you don't have money, of course it's an object. But if
Right,
money
right,
is
right.
not a big deal, for people who have money to spend, and like my man, the dead president said, money to burn. You got money to
Mm.
burn. It's not as big of a deal, man. So again, man, everybody has their things, but as a man, even if you're sitting there and every time you hanging out with somebody, man, they picking up the bill and you don't pick up a bill or you don't even leave a tip and whatever, man. I mean, if you and your friend are on that terms or whatever, but if you feel as though you're getting over, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Jack because I know Jack can pick the bill up. He got that big expense account from that YouTube show he's doing. And hey man, you want there's something wrong with me. I got to
Right,
look at
right, right.
myself because what man, or what decent person, regardless of sex, wants to use a person to their advantage
Mm,
without being mutual.
right,
I ain't saying we tick for tack, but I mean, come on, man. We all grown here, right?
right, right.
You gotta
Mm-hmm.
stand on your own too. Stand on your own
So,
2 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
so I got you. So you don't have it. I don't have it. I can't even go out, but I don't want to seem like that person. I don't want to come across as that person that, I'm broke or I just don't have it. I got other things, just obligations I need to meet. And so I can't afford it. Do I fake it? Do I still do
No,
it anyway and come
I
back?
don't
no,
think no, just see.
I don't have it.
One thing I realized. If I'm in a situation like you said, I don't have it. I don't have it to spare now or to do right now. Just say it, because if you try to fake it, that's going to put you in a position of,
Oh,
man, I went out, I had fun, but I really couldn't have fun because I got a bill to pay. I got stuff
okay.
to do. So
Mm,
if those your friends, just be like, yo, I don't got it right now. And then somebody might say, yo, don't worry about it. I got you this time. Just like I
mm,
tell my friend, yo, you don't got nothing, no, don't worry about it. I got
Yeah.
Mike came out.
I got you. Yeah,
Yep.
Mike off.
Mike
I
came
got
out. Yeah. The mic, I got you this time. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, you got me next time.
you. I
But
got you.
Right.
Yep.
that's how friendship go.
That's how
As men,
friendships go.
look,
100%.
that's how I roll. And
Right.
the people I
Mm-hmm.
hang out with, that's how we roll.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have that
So
little, you know.
I'm gonna throw this one at Jared. So Jared, have you ever been in a situation where either you were on the spot or someone put you on the spot where like your boy didn't have it and you like let me cover for you, or have you ever been in that situation? No. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. That's what's up.
My wife was telling me about one of her friends. Her son, young lady, just walked out on him at dinner the other day.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, like they ate and did the thing, and she got up and walked out, and that was it.
Mm,
And I mean, like, I don't know what the arrangement was, and I'm assuming and this is an assumption, and we know how that goes. But if you invite somebody out on a date, you inviting someone, so maybe I guess in my world, and that's where the fun starts. You are assuming responsibility for this, right?
mm,
So the thought that someone will walk out on you, I mean, that tells you all you need to know, man.
Mhm.
mm.
And if women post that, look, man, you talking about this young generation in the IG thing, women will post that on the internet and
Oh
still
yeah.
get dates. And still
Oh
get
yeah.
dates.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
And
got
still get dates.
15,000 views off of this. I walked out on him. Hey, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
And
And
be
still get
and
dates.
be
I'm like,
Yeah,
clowning them.
I
Bowing them.
had
Yeah.
script. I
Yeah.
had script. I
Yeah.
didn't see
man, that's
script. I
crazy.
had script. Man, it's
Look.
Yeah,
So
I
crazy.
don't,
here's
I
my
don't
thing.
understand it, man.
What do y'all think about the equal trek? So you ate the top piece of steak in the whole restaurant. I had a salad and a biscuit, and we gonna cut this check in half. Like it ain't half. It's like it ain't equal. It's not equal. I didn't eat what you ate, so why should I pay the same as you? So but it's 10 of us at the table, and everybody got and you ate good. You ate top shelf, like you said. You had 3 mixed drinks, top shelf, steak, and everything. But you think everybody's supposed to put in the same equal amount. So is that right, wrong? Where's that? Where we at with that?
Depending on the situation,
Depends on.
depending on what you said before you went. If nobody said nothing, and then you say we splitting the check at the end. Nah, we splitting no check. I saw what you ate.
Yep.
Nah,
Yeah,
I ain't going out.
And check.
yeah.
You know what, man? And this is me. If I gotta have that conversation, I can't go to dinner with you, bro. I'll take the hit on that one right there. Because either way, one, hey man, I didn't have a Pepsi. I had a Pepsi. I didn't have alcohol.
Yeah.
I've been out with that guy. But the other one is, I've been in the group where, like you said, somebody just ordered everything because they know or they assume everybody's gonna split and they feel like they're getting over. I don't want to be with that person either. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
I
I
don't want
got
to be
you.
with that person either, man. So
Mm.
I'm just like, hey man. And again, I ain't gonna say it's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It is.
It's embarrassing, man. You sitting at the table, man, grown people,
Grown people.
bragging about what they can do and what they got. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that one person needs to pay out. I'm saying that you can't come to a consensus of how to work this out.
Gotcha.
I mean, hey, look, man, I can work with anybody, but I like to think I play golf, eat dinner, and drink, smoke cigars with people I respect and
Mm.
people who respect me.
Right.
So if we're not doing that, I mean, that lesson might cost you money that night, but it is only going to cost me one time.
One time.
It's only going to cost me one time because I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Mm.
I'm definitely good.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I got you. No, man, it's look,
Mhm.
it's good conversation. It's hard to
Mhm.
believe we already knocked the hour out.
Yes.
I'll tell you, man, that thing was flying by, man. Y'all was on it, so I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, really, it's like it's our way
Mhm.
into this show already, man, and it's
Yeah.
and I know we ain't even scratching surfaces. We like, yeah, so it's but it's real. It's important to have these type of conversations because this is
Mhm.
real. It's out there, and even if you're out the game, for me, I still got sons. I got sons. Uh, One that's a teenager. I got, even though they're grown ones married, and two that's not married, but at the same time, they're coming to us for advice. They're
Mhm.
asking real questions, and you want to give them real answers. And a lot of times it's good to have a conversation with other men because of the fact that because when you're out the game for so long, sometimes you just don't know the rules anymore. I don't even know if this is the way people thinking. And it's good to have certain men on the stage with me, and we can have these type of talks and because and then I learn and hopefully you can learn and even with the chat that was going on, we had some really good comments that was going on, flying back and forth in the chat, just about the whole situation, because relationships, from the men's point of view and the women's point of view and all that, you're right, we could use this on Wednesday, but at the same time, it's today and it's all about the men
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
the panel. But the chat, we had a lot of different women coming in, and you have to, and one thing I did catch out of this, and is we'll set the boundary up front. You know what I'm saying? What's your boundary? What's your boundary? You got to know what you're looking for when you go on social media. You got to know what is your plan, when you're building these platforms, because a lot of times your profile is one of the biggest lies out there. So you starting the whole game off with a lie, and then you catching a lie, and they're lying back at you, and then none of this is real. So now you're just going back and forth because you're trying to, impress. You're trying to impress. It's like, hey, I'm the Mac. Out of all the men in the world, like Walt, you said, 1,000,000 men, I want you to pick me. And what
But
do you got that's different than all the other men? Well, I'm this, and that.
I still
And
can't see why people don't have conversations. I still don't see how you can date a person from a social media profile. I mean, I don't like without having a conversation.
mm,
Even if you're in a social setting, even if you are in a social setting and you are you see someone who catches your eye, or you get to see how this person moves, interacts, and all that before this person may even know that you're looking at them, so to speak, right?
mm,
But in a social media situation with a profile, you already know. It's like the resume. It's like a resume. I mean, like, very few people can live up to their whole entire resume,
mm.
right or wrong. I mean,
Unless if they're telling the truth.
but if you're telling
Yeah.
the truth, but a lot of times it's like, you get the job, then you learn the job, and you're not lying, but people don't usually just lie. People lie usually by omitting a material fact.
Well, I
That's how
mean, we
people
got we
generally
got
lie.
see we got some CEOs out there that
I mean, there you go. I mean,
yeah.
because think about it. You graduated from this particular college, you have these credentials, and people just assume, and here's the thing, back to the social media thing, this is the dangerous part. People assume because you're in the room that you belong in the room.
Woo.
So the
Say it again.
question you being in the room,
He,
because people assume because you're in the room, you belong in the room. And just the mere fact of them questioning you about being in the room, they look at it as disrespectful.
Mm,
Because, and this is crazy, just take any situation of a guy at the top of his game, whatever that is, and he's been found guilty of something, right?
mhm.
Back when he was 5 positions below where he is. You think about that. But you assume, like as a police officer, as a firefighter, as a military person, a military captain just got 53 years in Leavenworth, I think, for stuff. Uh, but you just assume, man. I mean, you walk in with a uniform on, right? That you open doors. You're in a situations that a guy without a uniform on could never get that far without really selling himself to get in that room. But you just assume as a captain in the military or in the police or as a police officer or a firefighter that people just assume that you've been vetted, so to speak, and
Mm.
that's not generally that's not always the case. So
Right.
you just
I got
people just assume the fact, oh girl, he's a firefighter, he's good. And guess what? Firefighters and police officers and military guys and pastors and preachers all
Mhm.
come from society. They're a microcosm of life, of society.
mm.
So you got to do your homework, and you can't do your homework just by reading somebody's profile that they prepared
Yeah.
without questioning it,
And,
without
and and
asking questions. Yeah.
and the thing, are they preparing it anymore? Because now with AI,
Hey, and that's
you
another
ain't
thing.
even getting a real resume anymore. You getting the look, make me whatever I want to be, and AI
Yep.
will write it for you.
They're
So
right for
So,
you.
And
so
put my
that
name
AI
on
thing is good, but here's the thing with AI: it's back to the internet. Your first question. That cartoon that you did with us,
oh yeah,
that's cool, right? Not because it's us, but because we're not representing this to be true. That's what makes comedy and comedians so. I mean, there's a lot of truth in comedy. Let's start with that, right?
right, yeah,
But with AI, it's one thing to put something out there that you know is not true or that you don't represent as true. It's like everyone knows that you and I are who we are, the age we are, and these two kids that we know this is AI. It's funny, right? But if you're representing something else and using AI to do it for ill-gotten gains, means, for deception, that's a problem.
mm.
And then we got like it's not all day long, but it's a problem.
Oh yeah,
You see what I'm saying? But the thing is like, and everybody does it. So what? And again, here we are. So
yeah.
now you can. This is, I mean, for every technology, changing technology is a hustle that comes with it, man.
oh yeah, yeah,
And that's why we're in the hustle we're in. And then again, it comes from the top. Everybody's hustling out here from the top,
Right.
using position to hustle
wow,
at
okay.
every level and every level, every game from the top. That's what's happening, and it's acceptable. And people just like, well, hell, if they doing it, I'm gonna do it. And then
So
next thing you
as
know, here we are.
men,
Hmm.
and you got men, so men talking to men.
Hmm.
How do we correct this? How do we fix this? How do we point a person in the right direction or get them, like I say, we're having this conversation now, and me and you talked before, Walt. So I'm talking to Jared, I'm talking to Anthony. What can we do to help fix this? I mean, we're in position, we're content creators.
Uh-huh.
You're in front of hundreds, thousands, millions of people all over the world. Is there a fix, or is it broke? I don't even know. I'm just more asking, what can we do about this?
One thing we can do about it as men, stand on business. Don't try to put something out there that you're not.
There it
If you
is.
know who you are, you know your message or what you want to do on social media, don't play no games. Stand on business.
Mm.
Me, I tried to start YouTube years ago, and I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. I just said, I'm gonna get back on YouTube and I'm gonna just talk about my experience. Oh, we have to talk about my experience. That's what I do. That's why I said my time. This is my experience.
Your
And I just talk
experience.
about the things I went through, things I came out of, and I'm not trying to fluff it up. No, this is what happened. This is how I came out of it. And if you
Yeah.
don't like my experience, that's my perception. This is not the channel for you. Because
Mm.
this is me.
Gotcha.
So what I'm telling people, even if you're not on social media, just for life, be yourself. Stand on business. Have some standards. Don't worry about what people are thinking about you, because what they think about you is not the real you. You know who you are. You know
Got-
what you're capable of doing. So stand on business.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Now, Jared, you've been. I'm assuming. So I'm assuming you're the youngest on the stage today. So I'm just assuming. So you might be like, man, I'm 75. I don't know. So
I'm 42.
42. So
Yeah.
So you are. So you are.
being 42, you the youngest on the stage. So what can we do? How can we help this situation with the younger men than the rest of us? But what can we say and do on that?
Just keep what you're doing. You know, just like that. What Amber said. That down business. Stay focused. Keep grinding. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You know, if, if they want to come, if you want to get advice, now the younger generation want advice from us. Hey, I'm they start your YouTube channel now. You don't want to wait 2, 3 years down the road. Start now, and just learn from all of us, and find the right people. If you like I say, if you like sports, go for it. You like crocheting, go for it. Whatever your hobby is, go to the person channel, learn from it, take notes, and and come home, come back to your channel, and then do it. So that's my tone.
No, I got you. Okay,
You
well,
know,
that's
so
good stuff. No, that's good stuff. No, good stuff. So, I mean, like I say, it's not our job to fix. It's
no.
not, and I'm not even saying if it's broken. You, and like you both said, you got stand on principle, stand on who you are, be true to
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Yep.
A lot of times we talked about it before that what they call it, your
Cloud
self
chasing.
Okay.
your self-esteem,
Hmm.
the esteem you have of yourself is one of the biggest things. If you don't
Hmm.
feel proud of who you are and what you have
Hmm.
accomplished, and so there's nothing wrong with having goals. There's nothing wrong with having
I know.
vision to where you want to be. And if you're not there, let's get there. And there's nothing wrong with talking to other men on how did you get to where you are, or what did you do? Because I need that help. I need that angle. But at the same time, a lot of people do come in and they fake it till they make it, or they're looking on social media, and like we talked about that, and they think what they see is real, and a lot of that is not real. A lot of how many challenges have you seen on social media? Like, man, y'all crazy, the milk crate challenge, and the running outside the cars and all that other stuff until you kill yourself. And then you're like, man, wait a minute, you're sitting there trying to do something because you're looking for, again, clicks, likes, and views, and you're not even thinking about the harm that you're going to do to yourself and do to maybe your family, because you do get hurt, and you don't think about that, so that's where it's most important for a lot of us, just to not to get caught up in what you see. What you see is not always, excuse me, what is always real. And we can watch a boxing match between two fighters and see one fighter beat the other fighter, and you say the fix was in. It was a fix. It was a fix. And it's like, but we don't think about the social medias. And that's all real. That's all. Everything I read is true. And I don't want anybody to get caught up in that. So that's why I'm more asking, how can we fix it where we don't get caught up in all of that. So Walt, you got anything else you want to share with that?
Hey man, at the end of the day, all three of you guys are on it, and what it comes down to is this: people who love, honor, admire, respect you, no explanation is necessary, and for
Mm,
people who don't, no explanation is acceptable. So back to what these guys said, what Anthony My Time said, and what Jared Talk said. To thine own self be true. You got to be true to gain. You got to be honest about yourself. And then the thing is, if you have to change, if you can't find peace right where your feet are, you're not going to walk across the street to find it sometimes.
mm,
If you can find peace in yourself, you can find peace anywhere you go. And that's the thing, man. And I'm not saying stay in a bad situation, but you got to work on yourself. And I'm just talking for myself here, fellas. I know that once I started looking within instead of without for peace, purpose, and prosperity, I was a much better person.
mm,
I was a much better person. and because you're looking for love in all the wrong places sometimes, and people that you trying to impress people don't even care about
Right.
you, and for
Say
what?
that. So say that
So
again. Say that again.
yeah, you're
Say that
impressing.
again.
No, man. I mean, they don't really care. They don't
Yeah.
really even care about you, man. And then and for Jack, for you, man, I told you the only reason I'm here with you is because you're not. It's not about. I mean, you want clicks, you want likes, you want shares, you want subscriptions. I get it, but you're not into the game of the clickbait, man. Like I told you, man, you could have painted the corners months ago and done some things and said some things to get your numbers up. But I mean, the fact that you're not doing it, I'm glad you're not. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here. So I respect you for that.
Mhm.
Anthony, my time, like you said, bro, you living your best life, man. You doing your thing. Jared, same thing, man. You talking about was relevant to you. So I respect you guys because I don't have a channel, right?
Mhm.
So and it's easy for a guy with no channel to sit here and say what other people not say should do, but what I'm impressed with you guys are or aren't doing. But if you're trying to pay the bills off of something and you need to eat, that's when you start to compromise yourself.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's when it comes up. That's when it gets dangerous. I mean, that's with anything. That's with anything. A desperate person is a dangerous person to be around because they will do what they need to do to get to where they need to
Oh yeah. Yeah.
go. And a person who's chasing clout out of desperation. Hey man, that's why you see people. The guy blew his hand off 4th of July. The rapper.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He got a M80 or ash can in a car.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
The
this?
driver, I forget the guy's name, man. You can look it up. Jack can look it
Yeah.
up.
Right.
He got an M80, 4th of July, in a car. But what nobody's talking about, man, he blew the ear and the side of the face off of the driver.
Ooh.
But he doesn't get any love and attention because he wasn't famous, he wasn't popular.
Wow.
And then all the rappers, what did they do? They sit there and just laughed at him.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's gone. I think he lost, man. I want to say he lost most of his fingers.
Mm.
I think they may put a few of them, they can probably attach a few, but the other guy lost his face, man. You blow somebody's side of the face in a car?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
think about it, man.
That was
I mean,
just
like,
sad.
at some point, like, hey, man, it's not a good idea. I mean, we all done some stupid things in our lives. Trust me. I'll be the
Yeah.
first to say, I got a buddy, man. We laugh every time we talk about the stupidity that we have exercised in our lives, man.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just like dumb.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and before and then luckily I'm here. In spite of myself, I'm still here. I mean, so I'm not saying that, but you add the camera into that. It's
Yeah.
Oh
one
yeah.
thing when the guys in your neighborhood know, hey man, these two idiots here, dumb and dumber, they can't get out of their way. But when you add a camera to that, add some subscriptions, some advertisement, and some money to that, oh man, you got a whole situation, man.
Look, and you still only getting 200 views. Like, dang, you did all that, and it ain't even viral, man.
Yeah, you want to be on one video.
Yeah. So the rapper name was 4Extra.
Four extra.
So
There you
Four
go.
Extra out of LA, and
There you
yeah,
go.
he
Yeah.
pulled off.
Yeah.
So just submit, so it's easy to look it up and see it.
Cool.
But my whole thing is like, and you saying that, Walt, you got all this stuff that you're trying, and you
Mhm.
put that stuff out there, and you on the camera and all that, and you still, it's not going viral. It's not making, because you still got to get people to view it and this
Mhm.
and that. But and we shouldn't be trying with that. So I know we got we went way over my time. So yeah,
Okay.
and not you, my time,
Yeah.
My time. Yeah,
my
I was
time.
about to say, not my
Yeah,
time.
not my
But,
time, but my time.
but your time.
but but the only other thing I wanted to throw out there, and I just want to get y'all perspective on it, and we got about 10 minutes that we can hash
Okay.
this out. Okay,
Mhm.
so and it was dealing around life insurance. You know what I'm saying? So what's the mindset of having life insurance as a man? Or because you're no longer going to be here, so you're not going to be here. So are you getting life insurance for other people? Like, I want to make sure my family is taken care of, or you just getting it because people tell you to get it, or you don't get it at all. Like, ain't nobody gonna make you're not going to benefit from my demise, if you want to look at it, on my passing. So when we use life insurance, what are we using it for? What's the mindset of a man with life insurance? Yeah, and I'll go with you, Walt. So if you have it, do you have life
Yeah, I
insurance?
do
And if
have
you
life
do,
insurance,
okay.
absolutely. But here's the thing. This is the contradiction that you making here right here. Women die too
Yes.
and leave husbands and kids with because my understanding of life insurance, and I am not an insurance agent, but basically you're trying to make sure that if something should happen to a person, that you are able to fill the gap that their death leaves, right? I mean, to basically just simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman dies and her husband and there is there, and her salary can still be missed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just men and life insurance, right?
Mhm.
But then the other thing is just my opinion again. Uh, you know, a lot of times what I've seen with life insurance is that you don't revisit it.
Mm.
So you get it, you got it, and you just let it sit. And then the person dies, and you realize that the person that they divorced from, left, don't like,
Mm.
has been done wrong by is still the beneficiary of this insurance policy.
Wow. Mm.
And the new wife, the new whatever husband, which wasn't their intention, but that's what it is. So the person that you now like, love, or have is now benefiting from something that you didn't intend for them. So you just can't. You got to revisit it, and that's why we had your man on. You need a good insurance agent to walk you through
Oh
those
yeah.
things.
Talk about
You
Victor
know,
Jones. Huh?
Victor Jones, yeah, to
Yeah,
walk you
yeah.
through those things. So that's just my thing. But I think I don't see any life insurance, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. And people, oh man, you betting against your life and all that. Yeah, well, here's the thing. The only certainty in life is death, right?
Yeah.
The leading cause, the leading cause of death in the world is life,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you got to live to. Yeah.
You gotta live,
Yeah.
Right
you
or
gotta
wrong.
live.
Live for the fullest.
That's the
Gotta
leading
live for the
cause.
fullest.
The leading cause of death is life. Because once you're here, you out of here.
Mm.
You're gonna pack up. At some point, you're gonna get packed up and you out of here. I mean, we all are.
Right.
So it's like, what do you want to do with the people? And then for you, it might not be life insurance. You might have that much money stuck away in an account somewhere, whatever,
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, and this is a joke for next week, but if anything happened to me, I just want to make sure that my wife and her new husband get to ride my motorcycle and drink my last beer and pet my dog and all that. That's the mentality the guys have. That's the joke, right? But the
Right.
reality is, man, you don't want to leave your person, your loved ones hanging.
You
And
know.
some of those people that were beneficiaries, they might not be on your list of beneficiaries. They may have shown you a side of themselves that you don't want to leave
Right.
money
Right.
to anymore.
And I think even though we
Mhm.
said it, and you said it in a joking manner, but a lot
Mhm.
of people, they actually think that way, and that's why
100%.
that question came up. That I'm not going to leave nothing for somebody
Yeah.
else, and that's where we
Mhm.
get caught up. So, my time, do you got anything on that subject?
I wish I would have got insurance sooner. No, I wish I would have got the understanding of insurance
Insurance.
sooner
Yeah.
when I was younger. Because people saying term and whole life and
Mhm.
index fund and all. I wish I would have got it sooner and paid
Mhm.
attention to it sooner. I have insurance, my family have insurance, but now the understanding is when you got your stuff covered, you can have more insurance to take care of your kids,
Mhm.
grandkids,
Mhm.
and that's a whole different atmosphere that you got to even learn.
Mm.
So life insurance is good. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, life insurance, you're just gonna when you die, your family's gonna get $10,000 or $20,000 or $100,000. That's good. But what about the millions of dollars that you can get if you get it at a certain age in the beginning? You might be paying what, $50 a month,
Right.
$20 a month. Then there's
Yeah.
another one that goes off the index fund. You can put money into it. I'm not an insurance agent.
No.
I
No.
Right.
No.
We
say that
understand.
first. But when you study to show yourself approved, you get understand of certain things. And then when you operate in it, you can talk about it not as an expert, but as somebody have experience.
Right.
So there's different types of insurances that you can get that can take care of your kids' kids in case something happens to you.
Mm.
So you just got to set it up the correct way. You got to find somebody who's not just trying to get a commission, that'll teach you and show you, okay, here's what you should do and could do, instead of saying, yo, just get this insurance right here. You're paying $100 a month when you
Right.
could be paying $20 a month. So you
Nah.
just need somebody that's going to be honest with you and not just for a commission, but to help you set your life up as men.
No, 100%. So, Jared, I'm going to come to you. Do you have anything you want to add to this, or no? All right. So, he just
I'm actually the youngest of two brothers. My mom has life insurance, so if my mom passed away, I'm out there. I'm about to move in with one of my brothers, and they can take care of me. So that's all I was gonna say about that one.
No, and that was going to be my next question to go with this one. Is just, do you have a plan on how it's supposed to pop off? Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you on this one, actual will. So, as a man, and do you have a plan on what happens if I pass? What is happening? Like I said, I got a teenager son, I got a home, I got this and that. So, do you have a plan? And is it important to have a plan? And
Don't have a plan. You gotta have a plan for anything, because but you need backup plan too. If the first plan doesn't work, you got always have a backup plan. I mean, you need a backup plan for something else. So, I mean, hey, if it works, it works. If not, hey, yeah.
No, that's good stuff. My time, you got something?
Yeah, because we're men on here.
Oh yeah,
and we talking to the youngsters and the old men on here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a plan, because you're taking care of your family, and if something happens to you, you want to make sure your family's taken care of.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about a will. Yeah, you can have a will, but what about a trust? What about something that the government or the municipalities don't have to come in, take half of that and say, okay, we're going to divvy up what you have because of your will. If you got a trust, you don't got to worry about that.
Mm.
You can have it, okay, this is who go to here, this go here, this go there. We're a trust.
Mm.
And you can set it up multiple trusts, or you can set up your will, but the trust overrides the will. But it's a whole lot of things that men have to. Can you see me?
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
You see, you still out there?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. As men, I say men is required to learn how to set up your family beyond your kids.
Mm.
How much your kids, second and third generation.
Right.
If you can set it up that way with your insurance, with your will, with everything that you're trying to do, why not go for it? Stop worrying about getting these cars. Yeah, I got a car. My car's almost 300,000 miles on it. I ain't ashamed to say it. I got a 300,000 mile car.
I just crossed 300,000 on mine. Just crossed 300,000.
Just crossed 300.
Just crossed 300,000.
My daughter said, "You want to buy a new car?" I'd rather get an investment than get a new car. You get a new car.
Get the car paid off first.
The mindset. The car been paid off since 2000. What? 13. Matter of fact, I paid it cash.
Yeah.
So what I'm really trying to say is, men, get in line to make sure you're taking care of your family. That's my mindset since I turned 50. I want everything set up, because the house paid off, the car's paid off. What else you got to do? Take care of the next generation and the generation after that. And if you can do that, you can sleep better at night.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that comment you just made of my time was something that was a Valentine. Is it Valentine in the chat? He's coming through your chat.
Yes.
But he said, yes, insurance helped death insurance helped pay my dad's funeral when he passed. It's peace of mind. So right there is having that peace of mind, knowing that you got coverage, that you're not going to leave a burden on your family and things like that. And then if it's enough to actually allows some people to take away some things, that is a bonus in a sense. And we talk about, and there's be a different show, but we talk about that generational wealth and being able to pass it. And that's one way to be able to help somebody get, I don't say get on their feet, but to definitely get from behind the curve, and get moving, because you can, and you can build it up. So, but that was a good conversation. It really was. And I don't want to cut it as short, but it is. We 1 hour and 30 minutes into the show. Man, I have my man Jared Talks up here, and I thank you, Jared, for being here with us. And Jared Talk is going to be a guest on the Iron Sharpen Iron show on Sunday, August 10th. So we all going to get him back up here as a guest, and we're going to definitely dig deep into who Jared Talks is. And I'm looking forward to that. Anthony, my time, it's been a pleasure, man, to have you up here. He's a Hall of Famer, so anytime he want to pop up on the stage, he's good to go.
100%.
But keep doing what you're doing, man. And everybody is, I continue to watch and love the videos he's putting out. I say he always dropping a lot of good knowledge on us. So keep doing what you're doing, and we appreciate you being here on the Gentleman's Journal today. And Walt Talks. And then, as I can say, Walt Talks like E.F. Hutton. When Walt talks, people want to listen. He want to listen.
Somebody's got to represent the low-calorie logic section of the class, man.
Yeah, that's there you go, bro. You got it down.
Somebody's got to represent all the guys with low-calorie logic, man. That's why I'm here.
I thank each and every person who came in the chat or came in the chat. We even had a troll today, y'all. So if y'all didn't know, there was a troll out there dropping all kinds of nonsense, but a B behind the stage beating them up, and I appreciate B for being back there. B was on it.
B-Jack.
Go ahead.
I taught the other day in the last video. We congratulate the troll because the troll is donating watch time to Big Jack's.
Look.
Take you over. So thank you all the trolls and the haters that's coming in.
Thank you for the haters, man. You gotta love your haters, man.
That troll had like 4 or 5 comments. They was almost winning in the comments section. I was like, all right, keep trolling, man. Look, I ain't ashamed. You can't hurt my feelings. I'm way past all of that anyway. But with all that being said, I thank you all for being on the stage. I thank everyone for being in the chat. We're gonna ask you to continue to watch and support the Iron Sharpen Iron show. This Wednesday we got a big one coming up, and you don't want to miss that one. That is the Battle of the Sexes, and that panel is set and it's loaded. So if you get a chance to come out and watch that, come watch that battle. And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be in full referee uniform down the middle, judging both sides of this coin, and I got some good topics for our panelists. And look, Walt back up there because he know he's on the panel, so he's already.
No, man, I just don't understand, man, how you took this time to just back out, man. I gotta be honest with you, man. Not to throw you under the bus, although I am, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Soft 3 T's, baby. 3 T's. I mean, you're playing it safe, Jack. Get in there, man. Stick your chest out, bang your hand on the table, make it and suffer the consequences, man. Like the rest of them.
Hey. When the ref's out on the field, do you call him soft? He's out there. He runs just as much as all the players. The ref runs just as much as all the players out there.
The ref is out there because he, at some point, he or she, has played the game.
That's it.
You have not commented. No, I'm not saying football.
But
you have not commented and taken your licks like the rest of us on this Battle of the Sexes. And they're gonna be wired for bear, loaded for bear this week. Because that panel, I've seen the panel, but it's good, man.
It's a thick panel. It's a thick panel for those who don't know.
And maybe I'm saying this because I know you can't be influenced.
Oh yeah.
So like we losing your input, and we can't influence you. So I mean, so I guess we just got to man up and take our hits, man.
It's a thick panel. It's a thick panel, but look, the guys we got and the ladies we got, I think they can handle themselves. So
100%.
I think it's going to be a good one. If you already seen it, if you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button, and continue to tune in to the Iron Sharpen Iron show. And we thank you all, and have a great rest of this week, which we're at the end of the week. A great next week, and hope to see you all Wednesday for the last Wednesday of the month, and that will be the Battle of the Sexes. Anthony, my time. Jared Talk, Walt Talks. Can y'all stay after we close out the show?
Yes, sir.
Talk to y'all backstage.
All
But
right.
for you all, we thank you and have a good night, and we talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.